Yeah, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, 358 cop stories, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Look them up. They're my babies. Everything you can think of. There's some gross alerts in there. Some things I can't not unremember. Bodies stuck up with each other, stuck into each other, on the floor, sticky stuff. I mean, it's really bad. Even my people here are shaking their heads because it's really something. Look those up. Whole bunch of them. Okay, now, continuing on there, we have over 160 on RealCopStoriesVideos.com questions and answers. Send me a question. I'll respond to you directly. And we're also going to we're doing it now on video so everybody can share with that. So ask me a question. Email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com and I'll answer your questions. Keep sending me questions. I love doing this. Obviously, I love doing this. Okay. So we're continuing on internal affairs. I interviewed a lot. Like I said before, officers that work in the field, not inside. If you go in the field and you're any kind of police officer aggressive, radio calls, traffic tickets, stops, going in parks and catching people running around, you're going to get sued. You just can't go around it. You're going to get sued. And it depends on how many arrests you make. As the level of suits go up, and then you make a lot less, it goes back down. Smaller departments, hardly get sued. I know guys that work some of the smaller Orange County cities, never got sued. 25 years. Well, maybe they didn't do any work. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. But anyway, so we're on internal affairs. Okay, I have another one for you. I'll make it real quick here, try to, okay? Only because we're talking about internal affairs. I've already told you a story on RealCopStoriesVideos.com. We had a search warrant, second story building. We served it. We kicked in the door with a battering ram. 4 or 5 people are in there. They're running around. They're trapped. They have no place to go. One guy goes out the balcony, as told by the witnesses in the pad, because we couldn't see it. We're coming through the door. Pulls the blinds to the side, goes out on the balcony, and jumps for safety. He's trying to jump to a garage. Hits a telephone wire, flips upside down, and goes head first on the hood of a lady that's going down the alley. Okay, snaps his neck. He lives for a day or two, and then he died. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's the incident. Of course, we go out to the edge of the balcony and we see him down there, and there was some partners down there covering the back door, and they radioed up and said, "Hey, a guy just fell out of your balcony. He's down here." I'm not laughing at him. It's kind of okay. Anyway, I guess I am, but he's down there on the hood of the car. Of course, the lady who drove the car was in shock. Had to take care of her because she's going down the alley minding her own beeswax, and here comes a body what is that? What was that movie with Bruce Willis? Where the body came from the top of the building, the bank. Die Hard. It's like Die Hard. Okay, we never saw it though. Okay, so anyway. So he died like the next day. Okay. Well, they knew he was going to die because when they took him into the emergency room, the doctor looked at the officer that took him in there and they looked at everybody, and he goes, they started running, scans and stuff, and they said his neck is broken, everything going up to his brain is gone. In other words, it's not just a broken neck where they could set it and put a brace. Things in there were damaged, and he's already paralyzed already. It's a matter of time. It's basically a day. So when it's that close to death, then they call internal affairs because something's going to happen here. Okay, they know it's coming. Okay, so told us to stand by. There was 6 of us. My squad. I was just a young detective, and we were waiting around the scene. And then, of course, here comes internal affairs. And so and they also have and they're here for the any kind of criminal activity. Okay, and then the shooting team, usually the guys that handle officers involved shooting, are there because it's a death caused by police. So they're there because of that. They mostly handle 95%, maybe even 99% of what they do is officer-involved shootings, where the officers shoot someone and kill them. That's their job. That's their expertise. They go in and investigate. They look at every single thing everybody did, present it to the department with the chief. The chief takes it across the street and gives it to the DA. They all look at it to make sure everybody's okay and everything's fine, or maybe it's not okay. Okay, so that's huge. And so these guys came in. Internal Affairs was there because they know there's going to be a lawsuit, litigation, and possible misconduct. But the shooting guys come in and they're actually lead the case because there is a death, and so they run it, and then Internal Affairs is kind of like helpers, and then everybody gets this. It's there's no secrets here. Everything okay. So a couple of guys knew the main guy. He was a lieutenant. I'll give his name out. He passed away. In fact, he retired and he passed away a couple of years ago. Great guy. Handled the shooting team, in charge of the shooting team for probably 25 years. The guy knew every single thing there is to know. So we're standing around in this apartment, because the apartment is not really the scene of the incident necessarily. It's down below where he actually died, but we're preserving the scene because this is where the witnesses inside, his buddies, who were all doing dope, cocaine, saw what he did. So they're important to tell the story. That way they're not going to say that we pushed them off the balcony. They're good witnesses in the sense of they're going to clear us, even though they're criminals. Anyway, so sure enough, it took 3 hours for these guys to roll. Now it's like 2 in the morning because we hit the warrant about midnight. So So the head guy shows in, the head guy, and I remember hearing about him and seeing him on TV, and I'd never been around somebody like that. It's like watching the vice president, all of a sudden they walk in and say, how's it going? This is big. He comes in, hey, and he knew my boss, and knew the assistant, how's it going, He walks around and he says, well, just here, guys, he's really low key. I'll be right back. I just wanted to check out the scene. So he walks over, he pulls some things back, he looks, he's on the radio, and they're kind of figuring out because guys, there are all kinds of photos being taken, of the wire that the guy hit, because they already know what happened, so they're all over the place. Pictures everywhere. It's look at one of these red carpet things, photos upstairs, photos downstairs. Okay. Goes back in, he goes, it's just us and him. Nobody's in there. He goes, okay. He says, looks pretty clean. I mean, we already have witnesses. The lady said that the body came down. We talked to the guys outside, or up here, they said that he ran out, running from the police. He had coke, which he did. We got him. He had all kinds of coke. Looked like he had got a wad of Pillsbury Dough. And he had coke all over his mouth, his nose, everywhere. And I didn't see that. I was told that. So he goes, oh, the guy's high. He jumped out the window. Okay, fine. So then he goes, now, before I leave here to continue this investigation, before I let you guys go back to the station so I can interview you guys separately, he says, I just want to, just tell me truthfully, we're sitting here together. And I'm going, what's he doing? Together? What kind of question is that? Everybody together? Because they usually separate you, Am I going to find a handprint on this guy's back? Anybody's handprint? And now, you can imagine, it's levels of intensity here. The boss is cool and calm because he knows he's been around about 25 years. He's, the assistant's got 20 years on. He's been around. He was in SWAT. They're pretty calm. I think that my assistant had a couple of shootings also that he'd been involved in. But us younger guys, as the level of rank lowers itself, the level of anxiety goes up. And so two of us were young detectives thinking, oh my gosh, I got the big guy here. And I'm all tense, even though we did nothing. But it's very nervous when a person dies as a result of what police do. So you're just concerned about that the investigation is run correctly and that everything is fine. It comes out the way it's supposed to be. Tell the truth and you're good. So when he said that, it kind of like took all the ice off everything. We're trying to keep him laughing. He goes, that's funny, he can laugh. I'm going, this guy's cold, man. Is there going to be a handprint on the back of this guy's head, back up on his back? And I'm going, no. Okay, fine. So we go down back to the station, and then, of course, Internal Affairs gets the first crack at us, and they just want to know what we did, how we got there. It was pretty simple, those guys, because it was just, we had a warrant, we had a battering ram, they didn't open the door, we rammed it in there, we ran in, people were running, and we saw the blinds shaking, and then we thought somebody was in the balcony, so two of us went up there, my partner and I, who's passed away also, one of our partners are dying here, and him and I went to the balcony with our guns out, opened the balcony, and his balcony is just like 3 feet out and 6 feet wide. It's just a little place where you sit on a chair and look at the streets. It's not a very big place. Nobody's there. And then we heard on the radio that he was down below. Okay, so that's our role with Internal Affairs. And they were pretty quick. What'd you see? What'd you see? And then they were gone. They figured this is nothing. Internal Affairs got done. Then the shooting team interviewed us, and that was also low key because again, this is not a shooting. This is just warrant, served, jumper, boom, done. Okay, so that was it. Got done about 9 or 10 in the morning. I came staggering home about noon. A rough night, and went to sleep. Spent the whole day sleeping. Got up late and whatever, and went back to work the following day. And we all went out to dinner because aside from all that, I'm getting on side here. We made a really good seizure. We got a guy walking downstairs with a kilo, which is 2.2 pounds of coke. Caught him coming out downstairs, and then he had Pillsbury Dough all over his face too, powder. Went upstairs and hit the door. We got like 6 kilos, which is 12, 14 pounds out of the house. Each kilo is worth about 400 thou retail. Not too bad. And so we made a nice little seizure there. So we had to do the case. So a couple of us came in, junior guys, and spent the whole day filing the case because the other 3 guys were in there. So we filed the case against Sam, and we're looking for prints. And anyway, so we did our part of the case. And of course, that evening, we all went out to dinner to celebrate. We had steak, and just to celebrate that we were all okay. Everybody's fine. The case was clean. Got the dope. We're not celebrating that someone died. We're just saying that we're content with the way it went. That none of us got hurt, no citizens got hurt, except the poor lady, probably going to be traumatized for the rest of her life. The guy coming down through her windshield, but actually it wasn't her windshield, it was her hood of her car, straight on the hood, boom. So poor thing, but what are you going to do? So, and then it came back, and it took 6-8 months to do all this because it's what they consider a death by CPI, I think it's called civil. I can remember the words a long time ago, but it's death by police influence. That's how they grab that. The attorneys figured that something out anyway. And then they came back 6-8 months later. I'm working another assignment. I'm doing other stuff, and the lieutenant called us in and says, "Hey, this came back clean. You guys are fine. Everything's good. Just keep on doing what you're doing." Because again, we're not going to stop what we're doing. You cannot, we don't get we don't get salary necessarily. We don't get paid by we don't have bounty money. We don't get paid by the head count, although I wish I did when I was a young policeman. I was bringing them in like crazy, but would have been nice. But anyway, we just get paid our salary, yearly salary, and we do our job. And I'd say most cops are that way. I'm going to do my job, and if I get sued, so be it. If I get a personnel complaint against me, so be it. Somebody hit me, so be it. I mean, really, you can't. That's why I think the academies are pretty strict, because it teaches you, because most of the guys in my class were Vietnam vets, but for the civilian guys coming in, college students, college graduates, you have to shake them to say, look, you're going to get sued. This is not. You may not be the job for you. A lot of guys, we started 35, 26 graduated. They didn't like this. They left. But that's good, because you have to learn to take this. You have to learn to take verbal, insults and litigation and internal affairs. Everybody's trying to come at you. I mean, I was a Latino working, East LA, and ironically, I'm going to side note here. The public wants to see Latino officers in the police department to represent the community. Fine. Black officers too. So what happens? We go in the department and they're calling us coconuts, brown outside, white inside. They're calling the black officers Oreo cookies. Same thing. Okay, traitors. All this stuff. Really? And here you're screaming for Latino officers. The reason why, kind of like politics, the reason why you want it, but then you want it your way. It's kind of like, I just say this, but the Democrats, they like a woman, but only a certain woman. They want the woman to be their way. No, this is you can't. The law is the law, or the election is the election. You have to live by it. And you don't like it, then the election, move them out, and then the law. We can't change the law. It's the way it is. But you're going to hire officers that want to help, and sometimes you get officers. I've seen guys that came in kind of a liberal attitude. They wanted to really help the public, and after being shot at, kicked, thrown out of cars, and people lied to them and beat them up, all of a sudden they're Republicans because they want law-abiding stuff to go on. Why am I? Their thinking changes. I'm not saying it to do with politics, but their mindset changes, thinking that, oh my gosh, they're trying to kill us, and they are. Okay, we're a big. I mean, you look at you go down the street and say you're carrying a couple of shotguns in your car, and a police car goes by this way. Does he know you have a gun in there? No. But a policeman driving around, there's the cop. So if you're going to shoot a cop, there's the target right there. You don't have to question whether that's an officer or not. He's sitting right there. So if they want to shoot you, I had young recruits that I'll get back on the side note here, all scared, working a black area. And what's the matter with you? Oh man, we got on the traffic stop. People looking at us. They could shoot us. If they wanted to shoot us, they'd have shot us already. Okay? All we can hope for is that they get that first shot off. We can see where it came from, and we can stop it. Not necessarily because of us, which is important, but most time people don't hit what they aim at. So if they're shooting at us, they're going to hit somebody behind us. A citizen is just minding his own business and trying to kill cops. They're killing citizens. Okay? They go, oh yeah. So don't worry about it. A lot of guys had to calm down. They're all scared. They come from a white area. They come from Utah and all these places where they've never seen a black man, and all of a sudden they're surrounded by black people and they get all freaked out. No. Relax. 95% of these people are great. Trust me. I worked down there. Okay? Anyway, I'm off the track here. But that was a little turn of affairs on that one. That was pretty hilarious what he said about the pushing the back. Anyway, so I'm out of time, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.